going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackowitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is a review for WWE SmackDown for 3/26/19. And in this show, they had one thing really right, one thing really wrong, and a bunch of other stuff in the middle. Let's get right into it. You have the New Day. They come out, they do a promo. They're talking about how they're thinking about leaving WWE because they seem to be stuck in this position where Vince McMahon doesn't really want them to get any higher, so they call out Vince McMahon for an explanation before they do that. And they're like, we're comfortable staying in the ring until you answer us. So Vince McMahon comes out, followed very quickly by Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, of course, adding his 2 cents that he doesn't really think that Kofi deserves a spot at a WrestleMania match with him. Vince McMahon, to give you the short version, breaks it down to where he says, Xavier Woods and Big E will run a tag team gauntlet, and that will determine whether Kofi has a chance at a title match at WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan. So he kind of throws a jab at Kofi saying, I've already given you your chance, even though we all know how that went. So it was kind of a good opening, kind of the same shit that they've been doing for weeks. I hate when they draw stuff out too long. You're 12 days from WrestleMania. So that leads into the first match. Becky Lynch has an interview where she starts talking about Charlotte Flair, but very quickly interrupted by Charlotte's music that hits. She goes to the ring. Basically she says to Becky, I'll show you how undeserving I am to be in this WrestleMania picture. And her match is against Asuka. Asuka comes out, and then they announce that it's a title match, and my heart immediately sunk. I was like, there is no way they're going to do this. And sure as hell, it was a good match. Really good match, actually. Charlotte and Asuka, they, went back and forth, had some great moves. Really good build-up. But at the end, what I feared happens. And that is Charlotte puts Asuka in the figure 8. Asuka taps out. Charlotte Flair is the new SmackDown Women's Champion heading into this triple threat. I don't know, dude. I didn't like that. I really didn't. I feel like Asuka deserves so much better than she's getting. Charlotte's already a part of the Raw Women's Championship match. I'm not a fan of what they did there. I'm just not. Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. AJ has a backstage interview before he gets to the match where he says how much he respects Kurt Angle. So they get into a match that wasn't really much of anything. It was a couple of submission holds, really. And then you have Randy Orton comes out, hits AJ Styles with the RKO. So gets the DQ, and so technically AJ Styles won the match. Then you get The Miz cutting a promo with Shane McMahon, talking about how Shane put his hands on his dad. Shane McMahon comes out with some wrestlers and some security, and starts talking about Miz's family and how he should have done more to his dad and things like that. Trying to incense The Miz. The Miz suddenly becomes superhuman, jumps through the ring, takes out like 6 guards, takes out all of Sanity, and it kind of spills into the crowd. He's just going off on everybody, so Miz suddenly is like indestructible. I don't know. He doesn't look the part at all. Not a whole lot of suspension of disbelief. Then you get a promo, just a video promo with the Iconics, and it was just this ear-bleeding, terribly bad promo from the Iconics saying that they're in this Fatal 4-Way with the Women's Championship match now, which is official. Then you get New Day. They start the gauntlet match, and that takes you to the end of the show. And the New Day gauntlet match goes Gallows and Anderson. They beat them. Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura. The Bar get beaten, and then they do exactly what they do in every gauntlet match. They have to, have somebody just really wear them out. The Bar pull out tables, send Big E through a table. The Usos come out next, and the Usos actually give this really cool speech, this little promo where they're saying, you guys have earned our respect, you've earned the fans' respect, Kofi deserves his spot, so we're walking away from this match. And so that's exactly what the Usos do. So that was pretty cool. So the last match, you get this little clip of Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan freaking out backstage, and they are the last team that the New Day have to beat, and Xavier Woods and Big E, you know, they're kind of going through insurmountable odds. They're already down after the beatdown from the bar. And so it essentially comes down to Big E's legal and Eric Rowan is legal. And they take Eric Rowan outside, they beat him, throw him in a post a couple of times, throw him over the announcer's table, throw the announcer's table on Eric Rowan. He gets counted out, New Day win. And the match itself was pretty good throughout. There was a lot of good spots. Xavier Woods, I think, is ridiculously athletic and talented. So it made it pretty entertaining. At the end, New Day win the gauntlet match. There's a backstage interview with Vince McMahon afterwards, asking if Kofi is actually in the match. Looks like Vince McMahon finally concedes. He's like, okay, Kofi's in the championship match with Daniel Bryan, but I don't think a B-plus player can beat Daniel Bryan. Basically going exactly where Triple H did with Daniel Bryan, 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, I really like what they did with, finally letting Kofi in. I don't like that they keep repeating the same thing for one, and the beginning, dude, with Asuka losing the belt, I was not happy with at all. I just wasn't. So they really didn't do anything with Kurt Angle and AJ, honestly. All they did was get AJ RKO'd. Miz Shane McMahon was pretty good. Iconics promo was horrible. So I think because they're repeating stuff too much, and with the outcome of the first match, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because it was pretty entertaining. The gauntlet match was good. The Charlotte Asuka match itself was actually really good, but I hated the outcome. I hated that they did that. I don't know what their reasoning is. I don't really care. It just doesn't, I don't know, dude. So 6 out of 10, that's what I'm going to stick with. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwoods, Kaged Nation, out.